Come hold the sign, honey. Hi. My name is Laura Lee from lauraleewaldorf.com. You can get a hold of me at 805-439-0882. I'm a myotherapist and a natural health consultant. Today I'm going to be working on Stacy, and Astoria is my assistant, and we're going to be working on knee pain. Stacy and Astoria had too much fun yesterday at the concert, and their little knees are hurting right now. So what we're going to do is you start. For any kind of leg pain, or any kind of pain, you start in the gluteal muscles. And what we're doing is working with trigger points. And trigger points are sore spots that get stuck in your muscles when you overuse or injure a muscle. And then they lay latent in your system until you become emotionally or physically stressed. And when you become emotionally or physically stressed, the trigger point lights up like a light switch, sends a message to the brain. The brain, because it's always protecting the body, responds with spasm, and a pain spasm cycle starts. What myotherapy does is break that pain spasm cycle by getting rid of the source, which is the trigger point. So what we do is we use a ischemic compression, which is going in slow, holding for 7 seconds, and releasing slowly. And Stacy's going to give me feedback and let me know on a scale of 1 to 3. 1 is just pressure, you don't feel anything. 2 is a sensation. It could be sharp, hot, hurt so good, or feel like a pebble dropping in the water and it rings out. But it's okay if your body doesn't make you tense up. If it makes you tense up, it's a number 3 then. So if you say 3, I am going to back off. And if you say 1, I'm going to press harder. So what we're doing is looking for a 2, just like Goldie and the Three Bears. Okay, so I'm going to use my elbow, my knuckle, or my thumb. So I use my elbow as much as I possibly can, and I'm teaching you this because you can do this yourself on your loved ones or totally on yourself by using these 2 tools. And I will show you in future presentations on how to use these 2 tools and totally work on yourself. So Stacy here, I'm going to go ahead and start in her glutes. I'm going to go in slow, and notice how my shoulder is straight over my elbow. I'm using, okay, she just said good. So I'm going to hold right there. My hands relaxed. If it tenses up, you're working too hard. I'm going to release slowly and then move on to the next trigger point. So again, my shoulder straight over my elbow. She said good, I stop. I hold it for 7 seconds. 1001, 1002, up to 7 seconds. And when I work with children, I tell them 1 chimpanzee, 2 chimpanzee, up until 7 seconds. So I'm holding it. So I did 3 in the pants pocket. Now I have charts that show this stuff. I'm just demonstrating to you on how you can do it yourself. So now I'm pulling in. Okay, and we seem to be having sign troubles here. But that's okay, as long as it doesn't smash our demonstrator here. Or distract her. Now we got a sheet problem. Okay, here we go, no problem, right? Here we go. So I'm doing 3 on the side, and I'm holding it, and then what I do is I knead the muscle in between the trigger point work, just to make it feel better. So now I'm going to be working, that was the gluteals, which is the buns or the butt muscles, and then we're going to do step 2, which is the hamstrings. What you want to do is pretend there's 3 lines going from the knee straight to the bottom of the butt here, and then a line on the outside and a line on the inside. Again, I can use my elbow, or let me demonstrate how to use this wooden dowel. What you do is I'm going to start in the middle line, and I'm going to go in slow, and Stacy's going to let me know. You just said ow. Oh, you did? Okay. So she said ow, which is a 3, so I backed off to a 2. Holding it for 7 seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next one. Is that good, Stacy? Yeah. Okay. So you want to make sure that the person you're working on doesn't think that taking pain is a good idea, because it's not. It'll just trigger other trigger points, and we don't want to do that. So it defeats the purpose to be macho about this. Thinking more pain, no gain? No, that's out the window. We want to let the body tell us, because pain is a system in our body to let us know what's going on, and so we can navigate on what to do next. So when you override pain, especially over and over, and a lot of sports people do this in order to continue on with their sport, they could do this instead and not be putting injury on injury and then regretting it later in life as they can't walk in their 50s or whatever. Or they're stuck on medications, or they're looking at another surgery. So this can avoid all of this stuff. That a lot of cost, a lot of time, a lot of pain can be avoided by utilizing techniques that can take care of yourself and your family. Like you can see, it works wonderful on children. Their bodies respond really well. So I'm going to go ahead, finish up the hamstrings, and then again I'm kneading the section just because it feels good. And now we're going on to step 3, which is the calves. Right here is the calves, and I'm going to start at the knee. There's a line in the middle and 2 lines on the outside. So I'm just going to go in slow, and Stacy's going to let me know. Okay? And if it's too much, she'll go ahead and say 3, and I will back off. So I'm going in slow, holding for 7 seconds, and see how I'm using gravity? I'm not really working hard at all, but this is a very effective way to get your muscles back to their normal resting state instead of all bunched up in some kind of stage of spasm. Now there's different stages of spasms. There's acute spasms, and there's spasms that are always there. And you don't want that because it takes a lot of energy for the body to hold a spasm. So the more range of motion you can keep your muscles in, the better off you will be in the long run and in the short run. I'm 51 years old, and I've done a lot of things to my body because I like to live life to its fullest and keep on going. So I use any kind of tool because I'm basically, to tell you the truth, I'm allergic to pain. Don't like it, and I don't like medications. So I really am grateful that I am able to use different techniques that are all throughout this community. This is not the only one. To be able to help our bodies help itself, because our bodies always have a blueprint on where healing or our health level is at. So I just worked on the calves, and so now I'm going to work on the thighs. So Stacy, can you roll over and lie on your back, please? Thank you so much. Okay, so there we go. Hold it like that. Okay, so now we're working on the thighs. Again, we're going to go line up the middle of the thigh, and then 1 on the outside and 1 on the inside. And I can go ahead and use the wooden dowel, and I cup it with my other thumb and forefinger, let me know, in case it slips off, because a lot of times the rectus femoris is the muscle, or the thigh muscle, is very tight because we use it in running, jumping, walking. So they get very overused. Same with the hamstrings, which is on the other side of the thigh muscle. And they work synergistically with each other, meaning one lets go and then the other one's able to move. So now I'm just going to go on the side here. So like the biceps contracts and the triceps has to let go in order for that to happen. So every muscle, it has a front and a back to it. So when you work on the front of the muscle, you want to work on the back, always. So here I'm doing it on the side. She's giving me feedback. And then I would go on the inside. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and rub her out. And now I am going to be doing the outside of her leg. Would you please roll over and lie facing the camera? And then just back up a little bit toward me. I won't let you fall off. There you go. And then take this knee and put it right up there like that. Whoops. I'm going to do the outside. So what we're going to do is bend your knees. And there's a stripe, like you know the racing stripes of the 70s and the jogging pants? Well, there's a big stripe that goes down your leg. So what we're going to do is we're going to be going on one side of the stripe. And then we're going to come, and this is a major knee muscle, because this is your main ambulatory muscle. Quit picking on my my demonstrator here, Astoria. Well, I can understand that. It's just another couple of minutes here, okay? So, Astoria, come on. You're going to ruin the whole film. We're working hard here, okay? Then we're going to come up the other side, and we're going to just pretend to hold it for 7 seconds, because these girls are getting impatient. So that's the outside of the muscle. You'll find a lot of trigger points, especially if it's an athlete. Okay, now I'm going to bring your knee up here, and I'm going to work on the inside of your leg. Again, it's a line in the middle and 2 on the outside. And again, I have charts that are PDF forms, so you can go ahead and download it and print it out for yourself. So, or look up LauraLeeWaldorf.com and you'll find information on that too. So what I'm doing is just going up the middle of her leg. Is this the knee that hurts?
Yes.
Hi! God, anyway, so that is the inside of the leg. So we did the gluteals, the hamstrings, the calves, the thighs, the outside of the leg, and the inside of the leg. Now there's a trick for the knees that I will show you in future video. So what I'd like to do is demonstrate some exercises for you, and that will be in the next video. So Story, you want to go ahead and shut the video off? Laura Lee Waldorf, LauraLeeWaldorf.com, 805-439-0882. Come to the beach Saturday mornings, and you'll be able to be demonstrated on too. Thank you for watching this video.